In this two-part episode, Dr. Rob and I discuss auto accidents and whiplash injuries. And this week I'm with Dr. Rob, and we're going to talk about car accidents. We have several patients who come in the office who've been involved in one. We're going to kind of talk about the ways that we treat them and the different methods that we use. Dr. Rob, so I've been involved in a car accident. I've been taken to the hospital. I've been cleared of any, I guess, serious injury. Should I still come in here?
A lot of times when you're first taken to the hospital, the main things they're looking at are for like severe traumas. So fractures, unstable joints, things like that. But what will happen is the joints will essentially, they're just not going to move the way that they should after an injury, and our job's really to get that normal motion back in the joints.
So is it possible that if I'm not feeling, or if I'm not feeling as much pain or is feeling as injured, to feel that pain later on, like a couple days or even weeks after the accident?
That's going to happen a lot of times. We'll even see patients who say they had a car accident 10 years ago that was left untreated. You know, the joint hadn't moved in that amount of time. Then after that, they come in. It's like, well, I don't understand why I'm now just having pain. But that joint's had like 10 years of wear and tear abuse on it.
Wow, dang, I didn't know that.
Yep.
What would you say is the most common injury that patients incur? Car accidents?
Primarily, we'll see whiplash, where it's just they get rear-ended, head shoots forward, then immediately kind of snaps back, and you'll see injury to the muscles and the ligaments in the area when that's the case.
And in regards to whiplash, how do we, you as a chiropractor, treat whiplash versus conventional medicine?
A lot of times they're just going to give you like a painkiller or muscle relaxer, try to get you through the symptomatic part. Mm-hmm. For us, it's just you have to restore joint motion, get the muscles loosened up so that we can just get everything to move the way it's supposed to.
So if I continue to take muscle relaxant, that's really not going to solve the root issue of the problem.
Because you can't break up adhesions in the muscle with a muscle relaxer.
Mm-hmm. What would you say are the two biggest benefits for patients who choose our facility for their auto injury care versus others locally?
The big thing, well, we have like the sports recovery equipment, so we can do a lot with getting inflammation out of joints really quickly. Mm-hmm. But we have the gym where we can strengthen all those joints again, get them strong enough to kind of get back to normal activities.
Mm-hmm. So I have a lot of patients for testimonial videos that say like the processing and the paperwork, we do a really good job at coordinating that in the office, making it a lot easier for patients.
And Ashley deals with all that and deals with all the insurance aspect of everything, making it easier on everybody.
I'm assuming that could be a really big headache.
Big headache.
Yeah. So coming up, we're actually going to simulate what happens when you do incur a whiplash injury and what we do in the office to kind of help treat that.
Hi, I'm Rainey. Welcome to the Fitbit of the Week. This week we're talking about car accidents, and one of the most common injuries during a car accident can actually be whiplash. So I want to go over just some exercises and stretches that you can do for that type of injury. Whiplash usually causes a lot of tension in the neck, shoulders, and upper back, so that's what we're going to focus on. The first one is just stretching out your neck. So all you're going to do is just kind of take your head towards you, to the side, towards your shoulder. Again, right after an accident, usually you're very stiff. So don't immediately think you're going to be able to touch your ear to your shoulder. Just gradually progress to where you can kind of take the stretch a little bit, do it to the other side. Maybe it'll start to loosen up, right then. Maybe it'll take a couple days and you can gradually get further and further in the stretch, but don't push your neck into something that is going to be really uncomfortable or more painful. The other stretch would be to just kind of take your nose at an angle, so you're kind of like towards your armpit. You're looking down that direction, and this time you're going to feel the stretch more down the back of your neck. Again, gradual progressions. Don't push your neck into something that it doesn't feel comfortable doing. Again, you want to do it a few times on each side or as much as you can really take it, depending on how tense it's feeling. The next thing that we're going to do is chin tucks. So for this one, what you're going to do is you're going to press your chin forward and back. So I'm going forward, back, like this, and I'm not taking my chin up and down. So I'm going forward and back. What this is doing is activating the deep neck flexors, and you're going to feel some relief of that tension in your neck as well. That one is actually very helpful. All right, so the third one that we're going to do, what you'll need to do for this one is be standing against a wall. You're going to have your feet in front of you just a little bit so that you can get your low back flat against the wall also. Having your feet up against the wall will cause you to have that curve in your spine. You're supposed to have that curve in your spine. But it'll put a little bit of tension on your low back, so that's why I want your feet to be forward and your back to be flat against the wall. So these are called wall angels. The arm motion is very similar to the arm motion of like a snow angel, but we're going to try to keep our elbows bent around 90 degrees. So you're going to have a slight bend in your elbows, and you're just going to bring your elbows down toward your sides, and then you're going to go up and together like this. If you'll notice that I'm keeping my arms and my fingers up against the wall, so everything is in line together. And this one looks a lot easier than it really is. So you want to try to get about 10 to 15 done, again, depending on your level of pain after your accident. The last thing that I'm going to show you, these are called LXT. So this is going to really work with your shoulders and upper back strengthening. So you're going to need a rubber band for this one. You're doing 3 different motions, an L, an X, and a T. So you're going to hold the band with your palms facing up, so underhand like this. Keep your elbows bent on the first one, so it kind of looks like an L. That's why we call this one the L. And all you're going to do is pull the band about 10 times, just like this. Again, try to keep your elbows as close to your side during this one as you can. So like that. The next one is the X. So for this one, your arms are going to be straight. You don't have to worry about your elbows being close to you or anything on this one. But straight out, again, palms are up. And I'm going to take the band and go diagonally this way, and then switching to the other side also. So you're alternating sides, but you're still doing 10 each direction. So you're doing 10 full X's on this one, like this. And then the last one is a T. So again, straight out like this, palms are up. And this time you're going to pull it horizontally this way, and then back together. Again, just as far as you can get it. This one tends to be one of the harder ones. So just do it the best that you can, and you're going to do 10 of these also, just like that. All right, so that's all the stretches and exercises. So if you are having injuries such as whiplash, or if you've been in a car accident, also, don't be afraid to call our office, maybe set up an appointment with one of our doctors, because we've had a lot of success here in the office pairing adjustments with the chiropractors, also with the stretching and exercises, and like I said, we've had a lot of success with that. So give us a call if you're interested, and that is this week's Fitbit, and we'll see you next time.
Now Dr. Rob and I are going to try to simulate best what happens in a car accident with our fancy skeletal model we have
You're going to have
here.
to use your imagination.
For whiplash. So, Dr. Rob, what happens upon impact?
So in a rear-end collision, we're hit here, the head's going to bend forward here, but then it's going to kind of whip back here. Now, depending on where the headrest is, if the headrest is set too low right here, the neck's actually going to kind of ramp back across it, which will cause more damage to these ligaments in the front here. So that's why it's always important to make sure the headrest is even with the back of the head.
Okay, so you're talking about potentially the headrest is kind of like back behind, and I'm actually going up over.
Exactly.
That would hurt.
Yeah. Causes a lot more ligament damage if that's the case.
So, I guess at home exercise, or if you have it, are there people who have whiplash that don't know they have it, or?
Most likely. You can get whiplash and injuries at speeds as low as 5 miles an hour. So that's where a lot of people just think, oh, just minor fender bender, nothing really happened. But in reality, it does cause some tissue damage.
And do people see it? Is it just neck sensation, or is it all over body sensation?
They can have a lot of all over body sensation, but you'll usually have more localized pain in the area that's more injured.
So I have whiplash. What I guess chiropractically, what do you do?
It would all kind of start with our exam, and depending on where we start with the exam, because we'll see some people who, okay, we can immediately jump into mobilization of the joints. Some people, we've really got to go slow. We've got to take things really light at first. So using low force methods like doing an activator or just stretching the joints at first.
So right now, I guess this model, it's tilting back, so we're working on getting the spine.
Well, we just want to make sure, with everybody, we just want to see that like a curve in the neck right here, because that's where your body can handle more load when you have that curve in the neck.
If I have whiplash, or if I've just gotten it, or maybe I've had it for a while, what are some at-home care?
First thing, I mean, start with ice, because inflammation is going to be a big aspect of it. So we want to get that swelling out as fast as possible, and then we're just going to start doing some range of motion stuff to just get motion back into the joints.
Other than chiropractic adjustments, are there other tools that we have in the office outside of typical care?
Well, the two that would probably be best, laser is going to be good at healing soft tissue, and the cryosauna is just going to be good for total body inflammation. So if we can get that out, we can really start healing quicker.
Especially if you're feeling achy all
Exactly.
over. Yeah, it's no fun. All right, that's all we have for you this week. Hopefully some of this information was helpful. If you have been involved in a car accident and you're still feeling pain, or maybe you were involved in one 10 years ago and you're still feeling, maybe those injuries are coming back, or you're feeling a low back pain, make sure you call the office here. That's all we have for you this week. Hopefully it was helpful.
To submit a question, watch a past episode, or to find out more about the Springfield Wellness Center, check us out on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or find us on Instagram, or check out our show website at wellnesslab.tv.